Let's talk about phone mounts. Something I haven't talked about. So back in, I want to say it was maybe 2011-ish, Rockform came out with these cases, and they came out with a really cool clip design here where you can latch this into a handlebar mount on your motorcycles. That was back when iPhones, maybe iPhone 5 or 6 or something like that, so the cameras weren't very sophisticated. So as I got different bikes and different iPhones, I kept getting different cases, and I think it was around the iPhone 10, my cameras started screwing up very fast, so you get the foggy thing and it won't focus. Took it back, insurance, got a new camera, same thing, kept happening over and over again. Contacted Rockform, they said, oh, we don't know of any issues, yada yada yada. And so finally I had enough of it. I didn't want to kill any more cameras, and then Verizon actually started asking, do you have these cameras mounted to a handlebar mount on a motorcycle or bicycle? Obviously you take the case off before you go in. But even they knew there was something wrong with it. So what I did was I opted for Beeline GPS. If you don't know what it is, you can YouTube it. I've had this Beeline GPS since I think 2019, 2020, something like that. They are just coming out with a new version of it. This is the original version, but it's a little LCD screen that clips on here, and it goes off your phone GPS. Absolutely loved it. These stayed in my pocket, never killed another camera. But I still like the cases. The case is very nice. It has a magnet here and here, and allows you to do cool things like that. So, with that being said, everybody over Indian said, why don't you try one of these peak mounts out? So I got this peak case when I got my new iPhone 14, so about a year ago. Super nice, super thin. The only thing it didn't have a very strong magnet. So there is a magnet in it, but it's not extremely strong like these are. So I just went back to these old cases. So in the grand scheme of things, I'm going back to this for a little while. So one of my friends here locally, her brother is actually one of the main marketing developing guys for Peak. He's actually, if you were down at Daytona and over near the Revzilla tent, he had his own tent set up. He's a super nice guy, but what he needed an FTR and a Challenger. So as a thank you, he sent me a box of goodies. So I haven't actually gone through this. So let's see what we got here. So I have a 14 Pro and my wife has a 15 Pro, so that's basically what we started out with. So here is my 14 Pro case, which is basically the same thing as this, just new. And so one thing I did say about how this has a stronger magnet, basically mounts on anything, especially like in your car. He said, I'll send you a couple of these wall mounts, so I'll stick these where I would normally kind of just like pop this. So we got a wall mount, another wall mount. We got a wallet stand. So this will go on the back of one of the cases. We got a tripod that will also go on the back of the case. Got my wife's 15 Pro case. We got another tripod. So these are pretty neat. Like, so if you're obviously if you're trying to film something and you just want to set your phone up, or if you're on an airplane, you can rotate it. So we'll unbox those and look at them. Another wall mount. And we got a creator kit. That's pretty neat. It'll mount similar to a GoPro. It's pretty cool. And we got a bar mount. So what I did, I asked them for just three bar mounts. Since I have the Barnstormer kit on the Challenger, it'll actually work nice. I'll just stick it right in the middle. So 3 of those, and then a nice tripod. Sweet. Wait, let's see. Universal bar mount. Oh. Nice. So anyway, so the issue was so Rockform eventually admitted there's an issue because they had the mounts are super nice. They're solid billet mounts, and they went right on the person, and they had handlebar mounts similar to these, but there's absolutely zero vibration dampening them. These have been out for a while, and supposedly these work really well. So we're gonna give her a shot. We're gonna ride around with my phone and my wife's phone on all the bikes, and we'll see if the camera fails. We're hoping it's not. The products they were testing, I can't really talk about, but we'll get these mounted on the bikes and our phones in them and all unboxed and see what it's like. It's not a dramatic unboxing. It's just easier for me to unbox everything. So here is my 14 case. This is Melissa's 15 case. There's typical cases, nothing that special about them other than the mounting system they have. But the accessories look pretty neat. So here is the wallet. You flip this magnetic thing up and then you stack all your cards in there, and then when you lift this out, all your cards come out. The cool thing is it's also a tripod. So this will just sit right back on the back of your phone case. And if you're in an airport or an airplane, you have a nice tripod. And then some people that like to keep their phones and their wallets together, it goes like that. So obviously these come in the same colors as your phone cases. This one obviously goes with that one. Moving on to the next one. Here we have another type of tripod. So this is all nice billet. Does the same thing, locked into the back of your phone. And this one, see, it's a little difficult with one hand. If only I had a creator kit to use. So same deal. Pops right on there. Rotate it like that, depending on how you want it to sit. So that'd be kind of neat for taking pictures, selfies, whatever. Let's see here. Yeah. And these are the wall mounts. Obviously, they got sticky tape on the back side. You can stick it wherever you want, so in your kitchen or something like that. It's pretty hefty magnet on there. Put them down. We have our creator kit. So what this can do is, this is your typical GoPro style mount. And I believe this mount is for something proprietary to Peak. I'm not sure exactly. But anyway, you could unscrew this, screw this on, and then you could fit it on. So like, see this thing, or this. So you can screw this clamp on here. Then you could put this mount on. Then you can have your phone. So what I was doing with this one, basically, I had to stick my phone in there, clamp this down, and then I could use it to create things. Now, what I can do, oh, no, I can't do that. It's unfortunate. So, anyway, so what I can do is put this on here. And then what I'll do is take this off here to that, so that way whenever you know what, we're just gonna cut, and I'm gonna put this on there for full effect. There we go, full effect. So now if I'm using my phone to record versus the GoPro, what I can do is obviously just put this right on here, get the case, pop it on. Obviously you have all your angles, and then you can do it either way. So this is also a good chance to show you the mounting system. So what it is there's a magnet in here as well, and then you have this button here, and that button moves in these two metal teeth here. So as soon as you clip this on here, it can't come off unless you press this button, and then it pops off. So if you look in there, you see this recess where those teeth go in. So this does not have the vibration dampener. It's just a plain mount, which you really don't need for a tripod. So let's get to the reason why we're here. So this is the mount that you can buy right now. And what you can see here is the bushings that it's mounted on. You sit there and move it. Theoretically, when this is clamped onto your bike. So what I think I'm going to do is take this beeline off, and I'm going to put mine right there. And I'll do the same thing to Melissa's FTR. And then out here on the Challenger, just got done washing from Daytona. I'm gonna put it right there. But it comes with everything you need. It comes with the Allen key, and then it comes with a variety of different bushings depending on your bars. So if you have fat bars, because like as you can see, these bars are fatter in the middle than they are here, or your typical 7/8 bars or your 1-inch bars or whatever, because of the variety of inserts. And then what else is there? Oh, the neat thing about these is when you put your phone on it, it just clips right on. So what you don't need, so I can put this as close as I want to here, and then I just hit the button, pops right off. The problem with the other designs, so Rockform, I want to say Quadlock does the same thing, and whatever that other brand is, I can't remember. There's so many now. They have this nifty little gear mechanism type thing, so where it has to slot in. The problem with that is even when I had it on here, with these phones getting bigger and bigger, you run out of room. You have to either suck it way out here, or it has to be up high. It has to be somewhere, because to unlock the phone out of the holder, it has to be rotated. So as you can see, you can't get it. You can't be nice with it. It can't be tucked up nice. So you have to have a lot more room to get in and out to clock it and pull it off. So that's just some differences. I'll get all this stuff installed and then show you guys what I think. But overall, I'm pretty happy with it. Nice metal billet. So let's get it installed. So I put the universal one on my Challenger, stuck right here. If I would have known I was going to do this, I probably would have got the single piece riser or upper clamp from RSD. Would have cut that out, and this could have went right there. So get up on it, and basically it just pops right on. You can see it's very isolated from the vibrations from the bars. And then to take it off, you just press on this little button here, pops right off. So I don't think it gets much easier than that. And two, so this is indexed to this back here, so there's an Allen key here, and then there's an Allen key down here where this is just a rotating clamp where you put the different inserts in. You undo this Allen key here, and this comes out, and it's indexed, so you can kind of clock it wherever you want. So I could have flipped it around and kind of had it up a little bit higher too, or down low like this. I think the down low works best. And obviously what I might do is, because for these bikes you have your USB cable in here, so I might run a USB cable out of there, back in through here, up the wiring harness, and then kind of into here, and then that way I can charge it if I need to. So let's get it mounted on the other bikes. So I did have this on here because I was filming something with my cell phone. So what I'm doing is taking this off, and then obviously with these new GoPros, they already have the mount on them, so I'm just going to stick my GoPro on here and use the tripod to carry around, and then we're going to install the mounts on my FTR. And I was talking to Brandon. He also said there's another way we can change this to where this can be as flush as possible to this. So we're going to play with that and see what happens there, and see if it'll still kind of fit in this area. Alright, well, sure enough. So if you take this arm off, you can see how it indexes in there, that star pattern. So there's also a star pattern here. So if you take the Allen key out of the back of this, so this normally sits there like this. So again, this also can be indexed however you want it, and then that gets indexed there, so you can sit there and do however you need. So anyway, so what you can do is, and also too, so depending on where you need your things, so you can do top, bottom, or side to side. So I think I'm going to do it side to side. So if we put that there like that, just throw the mount on there, and then that will sit nice and flush like that. So I think that is the solution I'm gonna go to. So like I said, pull it and it comes right off. If you don't want to use the Allen key, it is a 4mm. Oh, there's something. So it is a 4mm. So if you don't want to use a slide key and you want to make it work a little faster, you can always do that. So what I'm going to have to do is take the bolt that was in the arm and slide that up in like that. We're gonna put the tool back here, and we're gonna put this guy right there. It's just a little less invasive mount. There we go. Done. So it does sit up high enough to where it's not really interfering with anything. I might be able even to pull it down, but if I do that, whenever I get fuel, I'm gonna take my phone off. So I think I'm just gonna leave this the way it is right there, and then I can just quick pull it on and off. So I'm pretty happy with that and how minimalistic it kind of looks. It doesn't really stick out as bad as it did with the arm. So for Challenger, we don't need the arm. For the FDR, we're gonna move to that. So I'm gonna take off this B-line, pull it off, and then we're just gonna pull the cover off my wife's FDR. So her bar is a little bit different. They're a little angled, so I might keep the arm on hers so the bracket can be angled down, and then I can move the arm up. For my bike, it might be fine just flush. Let's find out. All right, for the FDR, because these are your typical 7/8 inch bars on the outside, then it moves into a fatty down here. So you can still use just the insert that already comes with it. I already took the arm off, which we could still use the arm if we wanted to. You can kind of make it even with the gauge cluster, but I think I want to try and put it down here. So if it sits down here, let's see if we can get it clocked right. So if we put it right there, the phone theoretically should sit there and not interfere with anything. Theoretically, of course. And then we just need to figure out where we want this at. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to rotate this up, get the tool back, line this. So I'm going to put the releases at 3, 9 o'clock. And anything, so there's already Loctite on all this hardware as well, which is kind of nice. So we're tight. Then we're gonna roll it back over, and then, like, as you can see, again, this kind of just blends in. That'll pop on like that. I think we'll move it up there so it kind of sits flush with the rest of the cockpit. On the FDRs, so everybody knows there's USB port right here, so you can make little small cables and just bloop, right over there. So FDR, let's tighten up this top bolt. Just rotating just a hair. I want to get it over as far as possible to the perch as possible. Everything's nice and secure. Put my actual phone on it because I put the case on it. Done. On and off. Obviously, it's not hitting anything on the back side here. All right, 2 bikes down. Let's go play with this one. Okay. So I want this to go in like so. And we're gonna bring it up here and try and get it as close as we can with these bars. And then this is gonna sit there. And hope. There, that's better. Although it's still kind of leaning in more than I had wanted. But I think that's the best solution that we're gonna find. So I can't move it. I don't want to move the perch out anymore based on where she grabs the clutch and everything. And I can't move it in anymore due to this hitting the perch. So I think that is our best solution. I think that angle will work. So remember what I said with being able to access this back here. So what we have to do is we have to figure out where we want to clock the actual mount. So I want to clock this here. Maybe right there. I'm gonna put that there, and that should work. So strap it down basically. That's easy. We're gonna go right there. So it keeps it in line with the switch panel. And then phone right there. So obviously it is turned in a little bit, but when you're riding, you still got your cockpit. Everything should be fine. Again, not hitting anything. And again, USB charger right here. Everything's nice and easy. So that'll be the end of this video. So we got 1, 2, 3. Obviously I'll edit the description or whatever down the road if anything happens to the camera, which I'm hoping and praying it doesn't. But a bunch of the other people I was down in Daytona with, a bunch of them are running these. He said he hasn't heard of much, so they're changing some things, but the thing they're not changing is this vibration dampener. It's more of the mount stuff. So if there were issues that people were complaining about, they would have already changed. They would be working on changing this, but they're not. I'm gonna play with some of this other stuff a little bit more. I do kind of like this thing. Right, I don't even know where I put it. Right here. This is really nice. I think I'm just gonna keep this in the saddlebag with my tripod. It also works really good for the GoPro. But yeah, so this is the Peak Design stuff. You go on the website, they have a whole thing where you can build all sorts of stuff depending on the kind of content you want to make. This is going to work really well for when I go on trips. So when Indian sends me places, sometimes I don't always get a bike that has GPS, which is one of the main reasons I was using the Beeline. So I had the billet Beeline mount, but they also make one that's plastic with little rubber bands. You can just kind of stick it on. So when I went down to, we were in Nashville, I was on a bike that didn't have GPS on it, so I could just strap this right on to the handlebar. But I can now do that with this thing. So I can just put this in my bag, I don't have to keep an extra thing, and then I just put my phone on it. So this is really cool with this. But pretty happy with the quality overall. I will, like I said, I'll do an update here, or I'll just edit the description. I won't actually do an update video unless something major happens. But that's all for the Peak Design thing. Thanks for watching.